this idea that what writing looks like in one place is likely to be what it looks like in other places is offered up by various authors. So for instance, Postgate, Wang, and Wilkinson back in 1995 said, well, it's true that in other places in the world, we don't have evidence for tokens. And it's true that in most other places in the world, early writing doesn't seem to be for an accounting or a bookkeeping function. That these proto-cuneiform tablets really seem to be kind of bookkeeping documents. And they suggest that maybe that's the general origin of writing. Maybe that's what writing is for everywhere. Even though we don't have evidence to suggest it, that maybe that evidence just hasn't survived in other parts of the world. And while it is true that we are blessed with an abundance of evidence in Mesopotamia, that I actually don't think this is the best way to approach it. That I actually think when we look at both writing and numerical notation, that throughout the world, the earliest forms of it serve diverse purposes. So yes, in Mesopotamia, early writing and early numerical notation serve a bookkeeping or accounting function. Or in Egypt, where most of the early numeration is used in royal display inscriptions. Or in China, where there are, for instance, records of official divinations. Or in Mesoamerica, that they're used in dates and calendars. These do have something in common. In every case, writing serves state power. In other words, it serves elites. But it doesn't serve it in a single predictable way. In other words, there's a single context for the emergence of numerical notation worldwide, but there's not a single function for which it's used. Let me demonstrate a little further with a neat artifact. This will be familiar to some of you. This is the Narmer mace head. And this is a stone ceremonial mace head that was found at Hierakonpolis, which is ancient Nechan in Egypt. And it comes from, we think, the 31st century BCE. So in other words, 3100-ish to 3000 BCE, which is the early dynastic period. It's very, very early. It's a very, very early instance of Egyptian writing, and it's a very, very early instance of Egyptian numeration. And it depicts events in the reign of Narmer, a king. Now, this mace is essentially a ceremonial artifact. It's essentially, it doesn't serve any particular administrative purpose except to illustrate and highlight the power of the ruler. Now, here is a register or a small portion of the Narmer mace head. And what we can see here at the bottom are some representations of 400,000 cattle, 1,422,000 goats, and 120,000 people.